Hello friends, welcome to How to VLAN channel. This is DBA VLAN stream. In this video, we are going to see how to set up GG replicate or Golden Gate replicate for Oracle DB version 19.3.0. Our source is 12.2 using Microservice Architecture 21.3. The steps involved at high level are DB preparation, credential addition, which is nothing but creating the credential alias using the admin client or the admin client web user interface, and then creating necessary table, which is nothing but the heartbeat table and checkpoint table is very much important in case of a replicate because you need to restart from where you failed. So, and then adding replicate and then a related param file, and then starting the replicate and verifying the replicate. So as part of this exercise, like I said, okay, so let's go to the notepad. So like I mentioned, our source is 12.201 and target is 19.3.0. To add more spice to the process video, I have TDE and database vault configured on the source as well as in the target. But how much are they going to influence the replication? We are going to see it. Okay, TDE as such will not influence, but database vault has a very greater influence on the replication process overall. Okay, so assumption. You already have completed the extract. If not, please look at my other video where I will show you how to set up the extract. So, and the instantiation is completed. Again, there is another video how to perform a restore of an Oracle database from version 12.1 to 19c using Arman. There is a video for that. Please take a look at that. That is what is that instantiation is all about. Initial seeding of the source database. So across the version you can do the Arman restore and then complete the Arman upgrade as well. So, and then a cold backup. So this I don't think I need to. There is an Arman backup video as well. You can take a look at it. It was done with the database being open state, but you just mount the database and run the same command. Just remove the archive command from there. I think it will be all good. If not, I'll show you just quickly how this will look like here. Here, this is the command. I already secured the backup. Backups, compressed backups at increment level 0 database format. Okay. So I already finished the backup and dropping the GG admin user and the GG data table space from source. Yes. So because the instantiation was done in a way that I took the source backup, restored it, upgraded the database. So I got all the settings as it is. I don't need to worry about anything. It's a block by block copy. I just need to remove what all I don't need. One such thing I don't need is the Golden Gate setup of the source. I'm going to set up a fresh Golden Gate in the target for the replication. So I need to remove the source setup. So I verified, I dropped this user and I verified if there are no other segments residing in GG data table space. So I dropped the table space as well. Also, we don't need supplemental logging for the replicate process. When I say replicate, replicate is going to be on the target. You're not going to read it. It is a unidirectional replication, which is very important. So it's a direction is uni. So from source to target only. So not a bidirectional one. So I don't need supplemental logging in the target. So I removed it. So you see here, I already dropped it. It's no. And then remove the enable Golden Gate replication parameter. So this is also there in the source, so I need to remove it because I don't need them in the target. So how exactly this replication happens? As far as I understand, Oracle is going to convert all the redo data from the source and convert them into a SQL transaction for a classic architecture. I'm going to set it up the parallel non-integrated mode only. If you go with integrated mode, it is microservice architecture, I think the latest one, but I'm going with non-integrated, wherein it will use the code. I mean, it will sequence the transactions or the transactions as it is executed in the source and then convert them into a SQL statement and then execute them in the target. So using a OCI, Oracle Call Interface. Okay, so it's very straightforward. There is, I mean, it just converts a SQL statement into, I mean, transaction logs into SQL statement and executes it in target. That is as simple as that. So you don't need any of this setting. All you need is one user account which has necessary insert permission into the target. And if you have database vault, you need additional roles and permission. That's all. Okay. And on top of it, this here heartbeat table and checkpoint table helps resuming the transaction. As simple as that. So it's not some magic. So what are the steps involved for the replicate? Prepare the target DB for replicate, add credential, set up Golden Gate Replicate using admin client, and start the GG replicate. So then top of it, verification. So in order to set it up, I have reference to the Oracle document. I'll put this URL in the video description. Also, I have a blog. If you go here, I have already have a blog about setting up replication using admin client. This is my blog. I'll put this URL also, and you can take a look at it. This is much more descriptive than the video, because video is only talking about replicate, but it has both extract and replicate. But this blog is also a series of blogs, so you need to follow one blog to understand the other, because it's a very lengthy activity, so it's broken into multiple pieces. Okay. And then one more caution, I did this document that I have gone through as for version 21.3, and also it was a quick guide, not a elaborative one. And maybe there are a lot of experts available in the field. I have not I'm not going to talk about a very detailed implementation of Golden Gate. It's a very quick setup, so that's a safe harbor statement. Okay, let's take a look at it. So this is from the document. What all permission you need to grant? I changed them because mine is not a container database standalone version. So you see here container equal to current. I removed all that. So now I'm going to set up a table space for the target. Reason, I need a table space in order to store the heartbeat table and checkpoint table for the target Golden Gate users. So I'm going to create a table space now. Before I do that, I need to show you my environment setup, right? This is the alert log of 12 to source database. This is 12 to source database environment. So the black color background, white color text. This blue color is the Golden Gate admin client, and this pink color is our alert log of the target, and this is the SQL plus client. So here we are going to actually execute the commands. On top of it, we have the web browser UI already open. So this is what our platform is. Let's get started. I already have my environmental variables set up. If you've been following up my various vlogs, you would have already noticed how we set up our platform. I'm connected to the database. Let's see what status our database is. It's mounted. So I did a restart of the DB in order to perform a cold backup. So I'll open the DB. DB is opened. Let's get started. So let's get going. We need to create the table space first. So I'm creating the table space. The table space is created. For creating the user, you need to go as DBV owner. If you have been following up the previous videos, you might have already noticed that you cannot create a user if you have database vault setup using sysuser. So you need to go as DBV to do this, database vault owner. So this is our user, and this is what our credential is, and ggtgd data. Okay, so target. This is a set of permission you can only grant as database vault. So let's do this quickly. This content will be there in the blog also. You will be able to see it at the end of the video. Okay, so then we will give the permissions we need to grant as sysuser. And yep, I can copy paste all of them in one shot, but I prefer to do it this way. Reason is, if in one command fails, I know where exactly I failed. And this, I think you cannot grant it as sys. I think you need a DBV vault, but let's see. Yeah, it worked. Fine. This is an important permission, guys. So just be remember DV Golden Gate admin. Okay, database vault Golden Gate admin is granted to this user. Okay. Now let's verify the setup. All right. So I'll set up all what I need. All right. So database is in read-write mode. Arclog mode enabled. Force logging is yes. If you don't want force logging, you can disable it. If you do not have data guard setup, so supplemental logging is disabled. So and the instance is open. This parameter we disabled it. Just verifying it. Yeah, it's not there. It's set to false. How is this user account created? GG admin target open state database GG data target. In source it will be different. Okay, temporary table system created on today. Now let's look at the table space size. It's already 100 MB. Okay, so let's me pause here for a minute. Okay, I collected the data. So now the next step is to create a guaranteed restore point. Let's create a restore point so that in case if something goes wrong, we will be able to come back. Okay, so let's check the restore point details. SCN, right, and name and guaranteed flashback database. Yes. Yep. So this restore point is a guaranteed restore point. You can see here it's at SCN this number, and it's a guaranteed restore point, and this is name. We prepared the database, so in case if you want to come back, we can come back to this state if in case our replication setup goes wrong. So I don't want to go over all the procedure, right? So I protected my database. I have a cold backup. On top of it, I have guaranteed restore point. Now let's create the credential. So for creating the credential, like we did in the extract step, we will go here. It will anyway would have expired by now. So let's go here. Let's create the credential. Let me just check if my listener is up. Yeah, it is up. So check if my firewall is down, otherwise all that will cause an issue. Normally I add an exception, but to make this video very quick, alright, we should be able to do it now. So let's go here, configuration, credential, let's just quickly do it, then credential alias, we will just copy something which is already there. The IP is 11 and the username is ggtgt and the database name is ggtgt. Alright, and the user is credential alias. Okay, ggadmin tgt. Oh god, it's not accepting. It's not taking the value of underscore for the Golden Gate admin user. You should be having only A to Z, but it's still there. Let me just see. If I put it in double quotes, will it accept? It's there. It's a special characters. Alright, just give me a minute here. I'm sorry, I made a mistake. This is here, user ID. So I was just surprised, guys. This is just the alias we need to give. I have an alias. I'm sorry, I was surprised for a minute. So this will be the alias. So this alias is okay, and now I need to reuse the same username as password. Let's see. Yep, we have got the credential. Let's check if it works. It works, and it's asking me to add the checkpoint table and heartbeat table here, but I'm not going to do it here. We'll do it in the console, admin console. So let's move along. And I forgot to mention one thing. You should ensure extract is already running. I mentioned right in the beginning. You see here my extract is already running, status running. Okay, so let's clear the screen and let's connect to the admin client now. Alright, so this is what we need. Admin client. I connect to the deployment. To know more about this, please visit my previous video. What does this mean? Connect here, deployment, OGGDep01, user password. To know more about this, please visit my previous video. Let's verify the credential store. This will show us all the credential. See here, this is the credential we just created. Ours is .11. Right, I'll just show you. It's 192.168.194.11. So 11. So that's created. So let me just preserve this for a minute because I need this. I'm not connected to the DB. I'm just connected to the. So if in case we run into an issue, we can store it, retrieve the results. Okay. Now we are already connected. We have to set up the replicate. We are already connected to the deployment. Now let's connect to the DB. Alright. So we are successfully logged into the database. First step is good. Let's add the heartbeat table. Okay, successfully added the heartbeat table. So look at the name of the checkpoint table, GGS checkpoint. Okay, it's also done. Let's verify if the tables are created. Alright. Alright, so let's check it real quick. ggAdmin underscore tgt order by created. I'm sorry. Alright, you see here the table heartbeat is created and you have the checkpoint also. Both of them are created. Okay. So let me take a note of this. Alright, let's go here. Alright, so heartbeat table, checkpoint table, and we saw the tables were already here. Now let's add the next routine. So let's add the replicat. So this is the first time I'm going to do it through command line. So let's see, wish me luck. So parallel replicate added. Okay, info replicat rpt2. It stopped. Let's look at its detail. it is stopped, and it doesn't know anything about where to start. No CSN number, and this param files doesn't exist, so we need to create a parameter file. Let's create the parameter file. Edit param rpt2. Alright, let me create this parameter file. This is the path we saw, right? OGG deployment etc conf OGG rpt dot 2. Okay, it shows rpt2 dot prm. Okay, I'll put this values here, and then we'll see what each line means to us. Okay, this is replicate rpt2 and user credential ggtgd040 domain. This is okay. This is user ID alias. So ddl error default discard, and then rep error default discard. I got all these values from the Oracle document side. DDL options report, and then we are mapping here. This is a very important one. This is what we are doing in the replication. So we are mapping all the objects from encryption enc vault test user of the source to target enc vault test user, and we are filtering here that 459732 is my SCN number. It's commit sequence number, I think. Okay, so from this sequence number I want the replication to happen. When I say from this, anything greater than this, because I got my database recovered until this time. So if I even do equal to or greater, if I put, I will have duplicate records in my target, so I need to avoid it. So let's get into the admin client again. Let's connect. Let's start the replicate. Already saw info. I think you already saw the replicate details, so we don't need to re-indent this code. It's already done. I'm going to start the replicate. We already mentioned the CSN number from when the replicate has to start, so I'll break here. JSON does not match any schemas. Okay. Nice. So let me see what the error is. Info replicate rpt2 detail. He's able to read the files properly, but what is the error? Let's investigate. I mean, doing it through the web user interface is very simple and straightforward, but I don't want to do that because this offers a lot of control. Okay, so it looks like this parameter has to be turned on in the target for the replication to work. Okay, this is one error. What was the JSON error it reported? So I need to fix my Golden Gate Replication parameter. I'll turn it on. Okay, let's fix this first and then we'll try it again. Okay, so let me check here. True. So this is an online parameter, looks like. So I need to update my document to say so, because it's never mentioned in the Oracle document that I need to have it in the target. So I disabled it. Let me try starting it again. Alright, OGG. Okay, let me pause here. Alright, we stopped at our error yesterday, right? So we stopped at this replicat step, isn't it? We couldn't progress any further because of the issue. I paused it for the day and I even halted for that day because I needed to do some troubleshooting. So I found what the root cause was. So where did we finish? So we had our param file, we added our replicat, and when we started our replicat, we faced an error. When we started our replicat, we faced an error saying JSON element slash does not exist, does not match any schemas. So when we checked our info replicat, we saw it didn't figure out, it was in the first extract file, but it couldn't figure out anything. The CSN values, no data, RBA was at 0, relative byte address, and the error message on this screen also was nothing. It didn't show anything. So we couldn't start it. So then I went back, I did my groundwork, homework. So if you look at this error, OGG 12111, 12111. If you look in Google, you will not find any information. Alright. But in Oracle support, it is documented as an Oracle bug. Okay. It's 3370159. And this bug is fixed only in 21.7 and 21.8. We are in 21.3. Also, it is scheduled to be fixed in 23.1. Alright. So in order to work around this, what Oracle is saying is you have to use logdump utility, find the relative byte address and the extract sequence number, and alter the replicate process to start from that particular RBA, from that extract file. This is what they're saying, because now Oracle by itself is not able to do that, so you help Oracle doing it. This is what the instruction. So how to do this, I have another YouTube video on how to trace the RBA from the extract file and also the sequence number of the extract file, and also I'm having a blog about it. I'll put that link in the description of the YouTube video. Take a look and then you can visit that. So for us, as far as we are concerned, we found the RBA and sequence number using logdump, and I framed the command also, alter replicate rxt3. Our replicate process name is rxt3, right? So yeah, sorry, rpt2 replicate is right. So rpt2, the sequence number is 1 and RBA is 36083. To give you a glimpse of how does it work, see, I looked out, I had only 2 extract files. I looked at both of them. You see here, these are the 2 extract files relevant for us. I looked at both of them in the source and I have gone through all this step. Finally 36083 was the RBA that was following the SCN number 459372. Okay, we don't want 459732. We will have duplicate records because we recovered the database until that. We wanted the CSN number later than that, and that's coming from 360483, and the CSN number, the next CSN number was 459780. 732 and 780, it's obvious, right? So 32 and 80, it's greater than 32. So I confirmed it. Now it looks good. For me, I can initiate the replicate. Okay, let's try that. I will have 3 screens again. This is where my admin client for managing the Golden Gate replication. This is my source database and this is my target database. So 3 screens we had yesterday, as we had blue, black and pink, right? So let's get started. Let's connect to our database first, and we will start the extract first and then we will start the replicate. Okay, so to start the extract, I just need to pause here for a minute. Okay, here you go. So I have connected to my source database, right? And then I have initiated the extract process and the start extract rxt3, and this is out of the scope of this video, but I just show you that extract is running. Alright, now we are only concerned about replicat, and the replicat is in stopped state. We cannot start the replicat as it is. We have to first fix the param file because the Oracle will not accept it even if you start it again. So I'm going to edit this file, and we have to remove this filter. Now we just need to have the mapping, that's all. Alright, so let me take a look. Alright. Just checking something. Yeah, it needs to end with a semicolon. Okay. I'll finish this one with a semicolon as well. Alright, now we have our parameter file prepared. rpt2 target is gg target 040. We don't have any mentions about the CSN from where we need to do our replication. If I just do a start replicat, then I will have duplicate records in my table. Alright, so I don't want that. So let's connect to the database and move forward. Right, so okay, I'm connecting to the DB. Info replicat rpt2. So this is our replicat process, which is connected to gg40t, and it's feeding on the source extract r3000. Alright, so info rpt2, yeah, rpt2 replicat. Let's now look at the param file. View param rpt2. Right, so okay, view params. Okay, you can see here the modified or updated parameter file is here, and we checked info replicat rpt2. It is in stopped state. Let us alter it first and check the replicat process again. Alright, just give me a minute. Let me pause here. Okay, I think there was a syntax issue, so I shouldn't be putting this comma and the semicolon at the end. I think it's not able to recognize it. This is recognizing its semicolon, comma, semicolon as it's one of the value. So let's check the info replicat rpt2 if it is picking the right sequence RBA. So now it has repositioned itself to 0 from 00 to 01 and 36083 RBA. If you recollect, it was like this. For better visibility, I'll just bring it forward here. After that command is fired, we have this result. See here, this number has changed and RBA from 0 to this number. Now let's start the replicat. Start replicat rpt2. Wish me luck. Oh god, again. I guess it's a serious issue then. Okay, let me pause here. Again, sorry guys. So I think the semicolon only caused us the trouble. It started. Let's see how does it look. Wow, it's running. It's running from this replica. Maybe I the parameter worked as well, but let's see. So it went forward. So it went forward to 526967. Alright, let's now load some data and really verify if the transactions are being picked up properly or not. Alright, I'm going to load some data because I have database vault enabled. I will not be able to load data directly from here. I need to start my another machine. I'll pause for a minute and then I'll show you. Okay, before we test our replication, I just took a stats of the replicat process and the extract process. We know both replicat and extract are running. So to make it a bit bigger, you can see the stats replicat RPT2. It has total of 350 transactions, but it mainly operated on the heartbeat tables. So I mean, we are least concerned about heartbeat because it's not our application table. So, and when it comes to the extract statistics, operations are 0. So there's not much transaction happening for now. I will now initiate a transaction. I am connected to my the terminal from where I can actually load data. I cannot load the data from any other place. This is the only window where you can load from because of the database vault I have enabled. Okay, so I'm going to load the data. 10 records created, but I have not committed it. But let's look at the extract statistics again. So it has increased from 31 to 33, but none of them are showing inserts. So let me commit it and we will see it again. Now we have 10 inserts, right? These 10 inserts were coming from ENC vault test encrypt tab 1. Let's look at our RPT, how it looks. Replicat. Total discards, okay. Alright, I don't know why it says discards. Need to check in the target if it really inserted or not. Okay, so but the replicat is running and it sends the incoming data. That's a good news for me. So let me see in the target. I'll connect to my target. I think I will not be able to query here as well. I need to query from the Windows machine, right? Let me just query the data and then I'll show you. Alright. Alright. I guess I found the reason. Okay. I guess I found the reason. See here, even I don't have any data in the target. The reason is database vault, because database vault will allow transactions only from this Windows machine. Even Golden Gate admin is given, GG user is given with DBA role. It cannot do any transaction on this particular schema because it is allowed or authorized to make transaction only from this Windows machine. Now I need to add an exception in such a way I can authorize Golden Gate to perform inserts. I need to grant explicit inserts on those tables, and then I need to actually restart my replicate again from the same position as I did, and I need to add the database vault to Golden Gate to the target user. I mean to the database vault. It will. I mean I just need to add another rule. That's another rule to allow this process. Okay. Anyway, so as such, when it comes to this Golden Gate replication setup, we are done because replica picked up the files. It just discarded them, and I told you the reason. I can show you if I can show you the reason here. Let's look at the error log, right? So let's see what that process said. Right. Alright, I will detect a duplicate table map entry sensor. Alright. Alright. The reason why it might have failed is I inserted the same table into the table again. Because of the uniqueness, I think it discarded it. Got it. So maybe I'm wrong, guys. So I think we have Golden Gate as an administrator. So let me try connecting to the source, and I will insert some unique records. We'll be sure. I'm sorry, guys. Sorry to keep you waiting. Let's check it one more time because I understand now. Because see, I created a duplicate record. That's the reason why it's not inserting them. It needs a unique record to be inserted. I just duplicated it. What I do is I will insert unique records now. I just need to check what is its definition. What did I source? Okay, this is an DB objects one. So I'll just insert from DB object, then insert into select star from DB objects where row num is greater than 11 and row num less than 25. So let's insert some records. Okay, let me try. I think there is not many records in DB objects. Oh, it can see so many. It's not allowing row num operation. I don't. Fine. Alright, let's do this way then. Let's do an offset and then insert. Or I'll delete this record. Delete this table. Delete all the records from the table. Delete table. So we will know whether the replication happens or not from here, right? If it's able to make a DML now. Alright, let's see how is the replicat now looks. Earlier it discarded. Now let's look at this. Is it really discarding or working fine? Stats, okay. It has deletes, 20 for 20 deletes, alright. Repeat it to total discards is 30. So he didn't delete either. Okay. He's not even able to touch this. I think this is another, yeah, this is another video, guys. I think it discarded all the files, all the records, and I need to figure out why, but I'll keep you posted. Alright, I tried disabling the vault and then tried receiving the replicat from our same old position. If you see here, I tried initiating the replicat from the same old position, but it didn't help, guys. So it warrants a separate video. Anyway, my goal was to initiate the replication, and it's done. And now I need to go to the next step, which is troubleshooting the replicat, which I will do it as a separate video, and especially fixing this replicat. And if needed, I may show you a very simple other table. I'll set up another schema and try replicating that. Add that as an additional parameter, and I may show you that as well. But yeah, give me some time. I'll check and let you know. Okay. So we saw that the replication got kicked off, but we didn't see this data changing, right? It is 10 records. This is the target, isn't it? So it has 10 records and it has 0 records in the source. Okay, this is the same table but 10 records. Okay, I couldn't fix this yet, but I wanted to verify whether my replication works fine or not. If you look, I have another table I created with the primary key. It has 1000 records in the target, and let's take a look at how many records it has in the source. It also has close to 1000 records. Let me try loading some data. Alright, I'm going to try loading some data in the source, and then I'll show you if it replicates fine in the target. I actually wanted to write fine. What's the max value? I actually wanted to close this vlog in the last step itself, but I just thought why don't I give it a try? So it starts with level 1 only. Okay, fine. I just need to update the script. Alright, let's try. I roll back this. Okay, let's do a quick validation. It's 1000 here still, and sorry, I'm connected to root here. This is here, so it's 1000 still. Fine, let me try loading the data now. I think it should be all okay now. Connected to the source. I got 1000 rows created now. Let me commit it. Let me see how many records are here. I think it's picking up. Let's give it. Yep, you see here. You saw it live, right? So it became 1099. So 1999. 1999. Okay, so the replication works. So we have a complete working replication setup. So what change I made? I disabled the database vault because my database vault implementation was not 100% I was expecting, because I only had a select option into my database vault rule. So that was not very accurate. So I disabled it. My purpose of this particular test scenario was I wanted to have database vault, database upgrade, TDE database vault should be there in the database. I should be able to upgrade the database, and I should be able to do the Golden Gate replication. So now the database vault is not implemented very accurately, so I disable it and the replication still works. So I'll maybe another video I'll show with the database vault. Okay, thank you everyone. So this is all I just wanted to share. If you like my video, give me a thumbs up and subscribe to How to VLAN channel. Thank you. Bye.